give everybody the option to draw on watercolor paper if they wanted to. But today we're, like I said before, we're trying to get better at drawing the details of the face. So like eyes, nose, mouth, ears, which I went over very briefly with what we went over when we did the proportions of the face. So, let's see here. So I would like it if you followed along with this today, just so you have some notes on how to do this. If at any point you can't see what I'm doing on the board, just let me know. Okay, so obviously we went over how you break down the face into a circle and then sort of an upside down egg shape, right? This is a crappy pencil. Hang on. Let's do this purple one today, that's fine. Much better anyway. So, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about proportion. So obviously you bisected everything like this. Mouth should be about halfway between this line and the chin, and nose should be about here. Eyes are on this line. If you were to make another line here, this would be about where your eyes would be. Nose, eyebrows, like that, like we talked about, right? So first I want to talk about and get a little bit of a poll here. How many of you struggled to draw noses? Raise your hands. Just one? A little bit? Two? Okay. How many of you struggled to draw lips? Raise your hands. Okay. All right. And how many of you struggle to draw ears? Do you? Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you how to draw those pieces all individually so that we can put like puzzle pieces all onto our face and hopefully have a better drawing because of that too, right? Because what we're aiming for, again, is to draw realistically. We're not trying to draw stylized. And if that means getting up images of what you're needing to look at to draw from observation, that's fine too. So the way that I'm going to start out is to show you how to draw ear from the side and also from a frontal view. We've drawn quite a few people that are just straight on, right? But when the head changes view, that all of those features can change, and it can be a little difficult to draw them sometimes. So drawing the ear from that side, if it's facing us, is kind of that C shape, right? And this is just a guideline. Not everyone's ears are the same. So that earlobe might be connected to the jaw like this, or they might have a really pronounced earlobe that is a little bit disconnected like that. Today we're going to do a disconnected one. And imagine that this is like where it meets the cheekbone here. The ear is made up of sort of these interconnected shapes of cartilage, which end up being the outer bit here that goes all the way around, and then it connects to this little portion here. It makes this little triangular shape here, and then it goes all the way around, and this comes back down and then makes another triangular shape there, right? And then there's an inside portion that is kind of a half circle sort of shape there. That's before you enter the the actual ear canal. All of these structures are so that sound can get to your ear holes a little bit better. I know that's a weird way of putting it, but my words are failing me today. And then there's, like I said another time, there's this weird little Y shape, like that, on the inside of the ear. And this shape can change from time to time depending on whose ears you're looking at. So finding some reference photos is always very helpful. And then when you're looking at it from the side, when the face is just facing you, the ear, you may see less of it or more of it depending on the person's ear shape. So it may be more like that, or it may be more like this. It really just depends. So I want you to, when you're looking at your images for your final project that you're going to be drawing, I want you to look really closely at some of these details to see what you can observe. So it ends up kind of looking like this when you only see a portion of the ear, because obviously we have round heads, right? So we're not going to see everything unless this person has like really wide flared ears. Does that make sense? Yeah? You doing all right? Okay. So now I want to talk a little bit about how you choose a good photo too, because this can make and break. I'm talking about teeth. Teeth in a photo can make or break your drawing, because teeth can be difficult to draw, right? What we don't want to do is try and draw every single tooth, because what happens is, I'm sure you guys have heard the term uncanny valley, where something looks close but it's not quite right, and so it's a little creepy because of it. Drawings with teeth tend to hit that uncanny valley. So what you want to do when you're drawing mouth, and we're going to draw quickly the shape of one first. So this is this kind of like almost like how we drew our little birds when we were kids in the background of skies and stuff, the little McDonald's birds. That's going to be like what's called the Cupid's bow here, where the lip goes in. Not everyone has the Cupid's bow. That's the top lip. And then the bottom lip looks something like that. And depending on the person, they might have really curvy lips. So what I like to do is follow that Cupid's bow shape, but on the mouth line. Again, it goes up in the corners and then goes back down like this, making another more flattened McDonald's bird shape. And then it comes back out, and the corners of the mouth end up being like little bees, like this, and then we have a mouth. And obviously, because the upper lip is usually in shadow, we want to shade it darker than our lower lip. So it ends up looking kind of like this. And obviously, we have lip texture, like the little lines that we all see on our lips, especially when we're chapped and maybe sick. You don't have these lines on your lips when your lips are stretched in a smile, so just keep that in mind. And then the bottom lip can have those little lines as well sometimes. I'm going to shade a little bit lighter to give the idea that that bottom lip is there. But for the most part, it's going to be quite a bit lighter than that upper lip. And then to create that sense of shape, because it is kind of a round, ovular shape, like that, I'm going to shade it sort of like how we shaded our circles, right? We're not shading it flat. We're giving our hatching or cross-hatching a little bit of curve depending on where it's at in the lip. Sort of like this. And I might call this what it might look like if somebody's has lipstick on, because this is quite a dark lip, right? And then there's a small little divot right below the bottom lip that tends to get a little bit of shade, like that. And then a nose is, in my opinion, it can be the hardest part, because depending on how you're looking at it, the nose is going to look different depending on the angle, right? So we have the side angle, which I like to make the nose